when I went to my room and I said, Vado, I need to talk to you. I didn't even say Ozzy. I said, Vado, I need to talk to you. He was laying down watching TV like this. I forgot. Like this. Thank God I forgot.
Like this.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
Oh, okay. Like this.
Yeah.
He's thinking.
Or like that with his fingers.
Some shit.
Yeah.
Leave me alone, then he would tell me. Vado, we need to talk right now. I don't understand. First of all, we need to talk about Venus. We need to talk about Brandon, this house you're trying to buy. And I don't want to talk about it, And then I started to scream at him. You're not listening. And told me to get the fuck out the room. Literally got off the bed, lifted me, literally pushed. I almost fell. And I almost missed that step. And when I was catching myself with the refrigerator, he kind of like realized that I was going to fall. He kind of like jolted a little bit, like, oh shit, kind of a thing. And then his face changed right away. And then he locked the door. And I tried to open the doorknob. He locked it. Bang, and I wouldn't open the door. So I went to Brandon. And I went to Brandon crying. And I said, sit down, you and me, we're going to have a talk.
Multiple times, you and me both.
I said, there's something wrong with your father. I don't know what's wrong with him. And at this point, I really don't care because he's scaring the fuck out of me. Right now, he wants to throw you out of the house. Brandon's face changed. And I said, and he says that Venus is almost 18 and she's going to have to move out of the house. And I said, no, she's not. If anybody's going to move, it's going to be you. You cannot kick my daughter out of the house. Well, she's old enough, she can get a job, she can work at the marina. She's not going to work at the marina. Then he started to get mad at me. So all this information I was telling Brandon. I said, Brandon, we need to get out of here. He's going to do something, and Brandon says, Mom, don't worry. I'm about to buy a house. And then when I buy the house, you and Venus can come live with me.
Yeah, right.
And I said, Brandon, I don't want to live with you. This is my house. You're not understanding what's happening now. Why don't he fucking live in that house? And you stay here. Why should you have to pay rent? Because if you have to pay rent, then he has to pay rent. And I have to pay rent. Because nobody's going to live here for free. Then it's not a family home. Then you're running it like a business. So then if I'm the floor manager, then I have to pay rent too, but at a discount because I'm a manager. He wasn't having it. I said, Brandon, we need to get out of here. We need to come up with a plan. Because that plan is not a solid plan. You're going to end up with a very large mortgage. This house is paid off. And Brandon wasn't understanding. He was like, fuck him. Fuck him with fuck the house. I said, Brandon, it's not the fuck the house. This is our home. You know what's going to happen? He's going to end up wanting to sell it and we're going to have a fucking problem. I don't know what's wrong with him. I'm going to try to talk to his mom. So that's when I decided to try to go up there and talk to the mother, but the motherfucker tried to kill me. So my shock was when I went back to Orlando, back to Fort Myers to Vado had told me that to come back home. We can come back home so we can talk about it. That, to just go in the house and wait for him. I said, Venus, you stay here in Orlando at the hotel, and I left you there. I drove down. As soon as I got there, Brandon comes. And I was like, what are you guys doing here? They called the police. Do you know what Brandon? And I went like this. I cannot believe it. That's my son. And this is my house. And my husband left me and my daughter out in the street for fucking almost 20. I think it was like 20 days at that time. about 20 days. And he told me to come over here so we could sit down and talk. And now they want to arrest me? No. And I said, I even have my own key. He goes, well, see if the key works. If the key, you can get in the house with the key, then you can go in. I said, amazing. The door's locked. Change the locks on me. I'll just go through my window. And he goes, if you go through that window, we're going to have you arrested for breaking and entering. That's what the police officer told me.
Yes, you can say that at any house.
I froze. I went, oh my God, all I thought was, if they get a hold of my body, I'm going to be paralyzed. That's all I thought. So I said, I will not break into my own house. There's going to come a time to prove to you officers, this is my house. And what you guys are doing is wrong and illegal. Because you cannot evict the wife and her child, who's a minor, out of their own fucking home. We're only 17.
Yep,
And they still did.
No.
Until I went down there. I left you up here in Orlando, and I went down there to the courthouse. Filled out the paperwork, what I needed to do, and I came back to Orlando. So I was driving back and forth. Thank God we had that new car, because that was the only way I was going to do it. When I noticed that Brandon shifted on me was when I knocked on Brandon's door. And Brandon wouldn't even look at me. He looked past me and looked at the officers and says, yeah. Like if I was glass. And I said, oh, now I don't exist to your eyes. Right, Brandon? Call the cops on me to try to have me arrested, breaking and entering in my own fucking house. This is how it's going to be? After I warned you what a monster of a father you have? This is what you're going to do to me? Give me the key to the house. And Brandon would not budge. And I said, give me the goddamn key to my fucking house. He went, gave me the keys. But when Brandon gave me the keys, he gave it to me and pushed my hand down, like my hand into him, like that forcefully. So I looked at the officer and I said, now I have a key. Opened the door, and the first thing I looked for was the computer. I said, I'm gonna blind this motherfucker. He ain't gonna get a hold of no computer. I picked up the computer and I put it in the car. That was the only thing I took. And I said, I need this computer because this computer is my daughter's computer for school. This is her computer. Brandon didn't say a fucking thing to me. And I looked at Brandon and said, stay the fuck out of my way. Just stay the fuck out of my way, Brandon. And he goes, threw the key at Brandon. And I got in the car and I left. That was my nail on the hammer kind of coffin kind of situation I felt at that moment. I said, this motherfucker's not going to win. I got to find a way to get an attorney. So now I got to use my talents and my wits. I'm recording everything I say. Because I plan to help others. I plan to help other women out there that are stuck with savage husbands like the one I had. That we have to do it this way to survive. Because not even the fucking government can help us or save us. DCF couldn't even fucking put a roof over our head. I almost slept in the fucking... I did sleep in the car. Because I got pictures of you sleeping in the car.
I know.
I don't want this to happen to any other woman that gets married and her name is not on the property. Just because one is married, why the fuck should the other one lie? You're stepping on eggs all the time then. You own nothing. I should be able to say, this is my marriage license. This house is mine until the divorce. Remove him because he's the aggressor. They didn't do that. I pleaded with the cops. And they understood my situation. They really did. Some of them even prayed with me, man. I really loved that. I was so in distress that after I picked up the camera, And I cried, and the police officer just held my hand. He was an older police officer. And he says, I'm going to quote you something from the Bible. And I had llantos. I was like, and he says, tell me what's on your mind. And I said, I lost my son. And he held my hand, and he quoted the Bible and said he was going to pray for me that night. And I tell you that I could feel a relief because I could literally feel a prayer coming over me. I had goosebumps all over me and shit. I felt like I was crowded. It was crowded. Like in a disco. You go to a club, it's like too many people. You know? The air was thick. But one thing I said to myself was, now I'm going to show you my gay colors. I'm going to show you my beautiful rainbow gay colors. Because I'm going to stomp on you both like fucking cockroaches. Because that's what you are. Bunch of fucking cockroaches. You come, you crawl up, and you grab anything you can. And you infect everything you touch.
Not me, though.
They're a bunch of cockroaches. And the one way I'm going to stop Brandon is by removing his name off of the name of the property. He gets this from me.
He's just like his father.
He gets this from me. And I told Brandon in front of the cops, you broke my heart. You get nothing from me. Nothing. Everything I fight for from this point on, it's only for my daughter. So fuck you. Fuck your father. So hurry up and buy your house because I'm going to evict you. That's what I told Brandon. It was the last time I spoke to Brandon. Verbally. Those were my last words to him. And I told him that he was a fucking leech or something like that. I call him something.
Squatter?
A squatter. I called him a squatter. Because his name wasn't on the house either.
Yeah.
You're not paying rent. You want to tell me what to do and keep locking me out of my own house because you can't use your own fucking brains of thinking? You're being manipulated too. Whether you want to believe it or not. This is what manipulators do. It's a fucking... What do you call those people that are like that?
An abuser?
No, a sociopath, I think it is.
No, a sociopath is... No, he's being manipulated, but it's also his own doing, because if a child can't be manipulated, I don't see why a grown-ass man can't be manipulated.
I was manipulated.
Exactly, but I wasn't since I was young.
I don't think I was manipulated more than abused.
I think you knew you had to get out, but I think you were too scared to.
I was terrified. I wasn't scared.
I know.
I was mortified. I didn't know what to do. I knew he was a resident. I know he wasn't a U.S. citizen. But what are they going to do for me? I couldn't even fucking really do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because he scared me so bad. When I found out that he shot Brandon with a BB gun at the job.
I was there for that.
Yeah.
Well, and it wasn't one time. It was multiple times.
A few times, yeah. And when I looked at Brandon's back, he had red dots everywhere. Yeah.
Towards right here. And then I think one around his right here.
Do it in front of the camera here. Let me see.
I was young, but it was around here. All around here.
I still have the BB gun.
That shit was I think he shot him. I don't know. It looked like it was an automatic. To me, it was like an automatic. So I'm guessing he just kept reloading and kept shooting.
No, it's one that you cock. And
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Or something like. I don't know. I never used the BB gun.
It was a rifle. Yeah. So what you would do is at the bottom you would go like that.
Yeah.
Cock it and bam. And I think he would just keep going like that.
Oh. I never used the BB gun before. But I know that when somebody shoots a BB gun at a dog or something like that, they end up with the BB pellets.
Yeah, it hurts. That shit's like a real gun.
I wonder if Brandon's got the pellets on his back.
I remember they left red circle marks. I don't think none of them actually went into him.
The motherfucker should have went to jail for that. He
Yeah.
still should go to jail for that. I don't even know what to do about that. I have the BB gun.
You know what you should do?
I refreshed Brandon's memory that day too.
Yeah. You should see if your attorney can get a body analysis at court and then get Brandon as a witness. And then the body...
For his abuse.
Yeah, and then the body analysis, the guy asked the question, do you remember that time when this and this happened?
His ass will go away for a long time.
The body analysis will be able to verify or unverify. Now that's not like a full blown like this happened, yes.
But Brandon remembers.
Oh yeah, but it's close to a confession and then doing you know that thing where they put the vest on you and they tell if you're lying or not? You should get your attorney to do that too.
Well, he doesn't do those kinds of things.
Oh.
And there's so many things I'm gonna sue him for defamation of character as well.
Of course.
Because of the way Brandon is with me.
Fuck yeah.
Because what he's done to my neighbors and the way he's spoken about me and the neighbors and yelling, calling me a whore and a prostitute and a bitch and I should have stayed in the fucking street. They're all my witnesses.
Yeah,
But I won't call none of them to court because I love my neighbors that much. They all have my number. You see anything funny, you call me. You know, you want me to watch your house? We're supposed to be neighborhood watch? Watch my house. I'm going away. My brother's in charge, but because I need my house to be watched. You know?
Yeah.
It's okay. The medicine is doing its thing. Every time I feel that sweat coming on and I smoke, it shakes it away really quick.
Good.
I'm having an episode of fibromyalgia at this moment. That's why I'm sweating the way I am. I don't know if you can see the shine here. But I start to sweat on my forehead and the back of my neck because the pain that I'm enduring right now makes me sweat. And my fibromyalgia is affecting my legs right now because my right leg is locked. See my right leg with the front heel? The front foot is curved up.
Uh-huh.
It's locked.
I remember he also tried to get me to shoot squirrels and lizards.
Because it's a pig. And I told you guys not to.
Yeah, and I remember I think they also tried to shoot the chickens, and I would say no, don't shoot them, and I'd grab the gun from him or some shit.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you called me and told me, and I fought with him over the phone about it.
I remember. Well, I don't remember.
I was even too scared back then to call the police on him for shooting Brandon with a BB gun.
I know.
I was terrified.
They wouldn't have done anything. Oh, how would you know?
No, I was in the apartment with you guys, and all of a sudden I got an answering machine on my cell phone. So I missed the call, so the answering machine picked it up. When I listened to it, you could hear two people fucking. And I could hear him clear as day moaning. I know all his moans. He was fucking the girl from the upholstery place. Remember that heavyset blonde girl from the upholstery that she used to sew things for boats? The cushions for the boats inside well, anyways. When I heard it, he called me and said that he called me so many things that day, my God, that he heard the answer machine, he was going to come over here and kill me. So I called the police, and I told the police what he said. And they told me to lock the doors and don't come out the house. They were going to patrol. So I had the cops patrol the street.
Oh, ain't that nice? What the fuck are they going to do when they catch him?
Well, they were making sure that he didn't come to my door. So I had them at least patrol the street. They knew what kind of car he was driving and everything. I was already divorced.
Oh.
And I was trying to get a restraining order against him. I had a hard time getting a restraining order. They wouldn't give me a restraining order.
Just like now.
Just like now.
So good the government is. Such a
Yeah, just like now, yeah.
Government.
Yep, just like now.
Such a good rights for their women. I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks for our rights.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that means.
But, yeah. So, to close the chapter, so then, when I finally called him back and I called him down and said it wasn't me, that it sounded like him, I told him, listen to it again. I did a 3-way. And I said, you know, I've been with you 20-something years, I think I said. And I know your moans and your groans and all the sounds that you make. You cannot deny that this is not you fucking the upholstery girl. And you try to turn around and blame the shit on me. Because you're that fucking crazy. He said that he was sorry. That he didn't know what else to do. Because he didn't know he couldn't wait till the divorce was final. Because he was trying not to fuck. Because he made an agreement with me that we weren't going to be with other people until the divorce was final. Divorce wasn't final. And then he gets all this crazy shit. So he was recording this. Right? But it backfired on him. So I had the cops patrolling. And I told them, the cops are patrolling. You are not to pick up the kids until we go in front of the judge. And I mentioned it to the judge. He missed 2 months of child visits. Thank goodness. We went to the park. We went, I taught you guys how to, what do you call it, tennis? There was a tennis place there. And I said, come on, we're going to play tennis. And we were going, we played tennis because I had you guys all to myself. So I didn't have to think what day I'm not going to have you and what kind of scene he's going to give in front of you guys or what is he going to punch now in the car in front of you guys.
Yeah, he almost got us into an accident going to Miami like that.
Yeah, I know. He would swerve and punch. I know. Brandon wants to be blind about all this. That's on Brandon. I did myself. I was a very good parent with him.
Absolutely.
I did my job. But he failed as a son to me. Because I thought he was going to save us. And all he did was make it worse.
Mom, I cried to him 17 years worth of tears. Actually more. Almost every day for 17 years, I was going into his room crying. That's not a fucking exaggeration. Because almost every fucking day there was a fucking fight.
I know.
And it got so bad to the point where when I saw y'all together, even for a second, I don't care if y'all were fighting or not, I would put earbuds on.
That's why Brandon was always giving you earbuds.
He never did, no.
He never gave you earbuds?
No.
But
he would see me go like this, and he'd practically ignore it. But when I cried to him about it, he would always come up with excuses only. Oh, you know, it's a joke. Is it a fucking joke to corner your child? Really? Is that a fucking joke when you can see your child's looking at the floor because she's uncomfortable to look up at you because you're so close to her face? And when she tells you, step back, and you don't step back, so your child has to grab a knife and point it at your throat in order for you to step back? Is that still a fucking joke? Because at that point, it's not a joke to me and it becomes a threat. I'm not mad.
But you gotta breathe.
I'm breathing. I'm good. I'm alive. You know. But seriously, it's a joke? It's a joke, but if I want to slit his neck, then it's not a joke no more, right? Right? There's always a woman being dramatic.
And I think you're right. When Brandon does catch a bottle doing his drugs, he's going to kick him out. He's going to kick him out. Because then he's going to remember what I said. Your father's not so innocent, Brandon. He's done a lot of bad things.
His father admitted to my face, saying, didn't your mother already told you what I did? You know what I did. And then I went to you, and I was like, Mama, what does he mean? And then all you ever mentioned was that he did a little bit of drugs like you.
He did a lot worse than that.
Obviously.
He went in the customs boat when he was working in that marina, in Mall Lake Marina. Okay? He was working on custom boats. Told me I was not allowed to be around there.
I remember he would take me to these boats, and he would look around and be like, "Oh, those are nice seats to take. Oh, you see that table? It's real nice."
He would bring
I think he would also take
silvers. Yeah, silvers. That's how he got that watch.
Yeah, he would bring like little things, and I thought it was okay because he knew the people. In quotations, he knew the people. They're his fucking clients. Of course, you fucking know them, you bastard. You know.
And he wanted to hand that watch down to Brandon. Mira aquí. When I convinced him to give me that jewelry, I could see hesitance in him. And then when I started, Baba, come on, man. And I started going like this to him, is when he released the watch to me. And my heart was fucking pounding. I could hear my heartbeat in my ears going boom, 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 boom. Because I knew my intentions. He wasn't going to get it back.
Of course not. No, you left us in the fucking streets. Well, you expect us not to sell the jewelry that was in the relationship?
And you know what he told me? So am I going to hit that now? Now it's like, no, Ozzy, you know, I got some pain here. I don't know what's going on. He goes, here we go with your excuses again.
Yeah, well, fuck off then if you know their excuses, bitch.
So I stayed quiet because I already got the watch. I got the watch. Was my final thing. The first thing was to change the title of the property. I did that. The second thing was to get the watch. And I got the watch. Once I got the watch, immediately I started to rent out the unit. Because I knew if I didn't rent them out and they were empty, he was going to load his shit in one of those units. That's why I cannot have those units empty.
Which he almost did.
Yeah, he almost. He couldn't succeed.
No, he won't. I'll drag his ass down.
Mommy, see, I left. He said they go in with first month. I told him, I don't care, just get in.
Mom.
He didn't even pay me yet.
Mom, the one thing I can say I took out of that asshole was the fact to be abused. I'm getting a little bit of the tendencies in my hands to like what he would do. And I hold myself back and I go like this. Like when you see me go like this, I'm like, oh my god, I feel it. You know, a lot of times that I get heated about something, sometimes not all the time. And I'm talking to Jay, I'll be like, I'm getting fucking heated. I feel the anger going to my hands. I would shake it off because I refuse to be like that. That's why I say I need to go to anger management because it's the little things and it gets me wanting to punch him. Like I can't do that. No, I'm not gonna be like him. I'm not gonna have any part of him in me. But the one thing I took out of him and you is the fact that I know when I need to take something. And I know when I need to be dangerous. You know? That time when I held that big ass knife to his neck, I don't fucking regret that, and I wouldn't have changed it. And I think that really shook him up, and I think
it did, because he told me, you're not going to tell her anything. I said, no. No, I took the knife away. What am I going to tell her? You started. Oh, so she's going to stab me one day? I said,
yeah.
Grow up.
I will.
So that's what you're teaching her? I'm not teaching her anything.
You didn't teach me none of that. It's called survival, baby.
I said, I didn't teach her anything. And the way I'm talking to you, that's the way I had to talk to him. When my brother Adam came over here to Orlando to see us, he told me, Mary, everything makes sense now. I was trying to explain to Adam little by little, bits and pieces of what I'm feeling before I can tell him what's going on. Because if I tell him what's going on right then and there, he'll go and kill the fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? But I needed Adam to understand. His strength is what I need. I need a man with muscle around me. Because ain't nobody going to touch me while Adam's there. That motherfucker will not touch me.
And I'll guarantee you, he's not going to touch you when I'm there either, because I pulled a knife on his ass.
He wouldn't even touch me when you were there. That's why he punched that fucking screen, because you were right there. And all of a sudden, I could see him get blind. He was so focused on me.
I know. He was.
That was scary,
I told him that I would arrest him, but then if you arrest me, I'm like, nigga, I'm over here. Who's you talking to?
That was scary.
I'm the one that told you I'd arrest him.
I got scared.
I know. But the moment he stepped up to you, all I saw was me breaking his skull. Ma, I tell you know how when you get your visions? That's what I saw. That would have ended in 2 ways. And they showed me which other way it would have ended, and I wouldn't have given a fuck.
As soon as you said, Ozzy, don't you dare, or you said something like that.
Don't you dare fucking touch her.
Yeah, don't you dare fucking touch her, and you grabbed my fucking cane.
He backed the fuck up.
No, he didn't even look in your direction.
But I saw him back up too.
But he did back up, but his eyes were so focused on me.
You want to know why?
He wanted to kill me.
Not just that, but you want to know why? Because the only motherfucker who could control me in that house was you. The only motherfucker that could convince me and not manipulate me, but respectfully make me follow was you.
Help you make your own decisions. All I wanted to do was guide you to wherever God wanted to put you.
I understand.
That was it.
Yeah, I understand that, but you also made me forgive him quite a couple of times.
Made you what?
You also made me forgive him quite a couple of times. Being like, oh, well, it might not be, that.
I knew you were strong. That's why. But I'm going to explain. I knew you were going to grow up to be a strong woman, that you are today. I did not want you to have the kind of memory that if you pushed him a little too far, his hand would go flying. You know what I'm saying?
Threatened to punch me.
Right.
I remember he said that. I was like, do it, motherfucker, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I could tell you got really scared.
Yeah, and when he got right up in front of you, I slid right in and I said, Ozzy, don't. Leave her alone. Just leave her alone. And I would very carefully slide in between.
And you would try to push me away.
Yeah, I was slowly, it was either push you back or touch him. And I knew if I did contact with him and I tried to push him back, I was done for. He was going to grab me and throw me against the cabinet.
I would have thought him like, you don't know how bad, I don't think I ever told you how.
I think partially of my body being all fucked up like this is that too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I don't think I told you how many times I thought of stabbing him. And I know it's probably bad to say, but he's a fucking abuser. Come on.
I know.
I told you 5 times within a year that I wanted to kill him.
I know because there was times he would be around the kitchen and you would have a big knife in your hand and I would just go up to you and I would just take it out of your hand. And you would be like, huh?
Really? Oh, so I was already just fucking in a zone. My switch was already on before I knew it.
Many times.
So you have seen my switch go off?
Yes. Why do you think I understand you so well?
Well, I thought, because you never really mentioned that you saw my
Venus Marie, you are my fucking daughter. I know everything about you. And the day you have your partner, they're going to know everything about you even more. Because I've had the young side of you, but they got the woman side of you. Because once you're intimate with someone, I'm telling you, that person's going to, you're here, that person's going to be there.
Yeah, that's what I want.
You're taking a shit, they're at the door making sure nobody's going to shit with you.
Good, that's what I want.
If you're going to take a shower and you're going to need soap, you want me to scrub your back?
Fuck yeah.
That's what partnership is supposed to do.
Yeah.
No, don't touch me. Stay out the bathroom and then you're joking off in the fucking shower by yourself.
Fucking disgusting.
That's what he would do.
Damn shower, fucker.
He was very gross. It was when he wanted it, when he wanted it, how he wanted it. He had every part of me. It's something I would do only if I was married. And I didn't really want to do it.
I know. You've told me multiple times that he tried to convince you or you just sat there.
He even got my butt. He would tell me, just relax. I would say, it hurts. He said, no, I can't. Just relax, just breathe and relax. And then every day, little by little, every day, until he stretched my butt a lot.
So did he even do it properly, or did he just put it in?
No, he did it properly. He did it gently. Until he stretched it out.
I mean, even then, still, you don't do that shit. When someone tells you no, it's no. No, my spouse did that shit to me. I'm sorry, I'm getting fucking physical because you're gonna get the fuck off me.
Yeah. I wouldn't have done it. I didn't want to do it, but, you know, again, I never really was with anybody like that. He was my only one. And I thought, well, if I love him enough, because he would always say, well, if you love me, you do it. We're married.
That's
So,
manipulation and gaslighting.
is it?
Gaslighting is manipulation is letting someone do something out of their own will, but mentally convincing them. Gaslighting is more of a choice, like an ultimatum. Oh, but if you love me, you'll do this.
And I feel sick saying it to you. The heat took my butt. It grosses me out. I'm sorry I have to tell you that.
Girl, that's not what hurts the most for me.
But I wanted you to know.
I figured he did it. I figured he did it all over.
Nobody ever did that to me. And I wouldn't allow anybody to do that to me. Not ever again. I even stopped. I told him I'm not doing that no more. It's disgusting. I hate it. I shit on myself. I don't want to do it. I get hemorrhoids. I don't want to do it no more. It's a hard time to convince him to stop. And I said, okay, I'll make a deal with you. I'm going to buy a dildo. And if you can let me penetrate it all the way in, then I swear I'll do it whenever you want. Even if you're eating dinner, you want me to sit on your dick? My ass, I will. When I tried it and I put Vaseline on the dildo, he was telling me it hurt.
Oh, really? So
And I said, just breathe and relax. He could tell what I was doing there.
Of course, it's his own tactic.
That was the last time he ever did it to me. He liked it.
Sure, he did.
I could tell he liked it. Because there was times he would tell me, touch my culito. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want my finger full of shit. You're nasty.
Just so you know, before they do that, they usually clean themselves. You know how like, you take a shower before sex? Same shit with your butthole.
Men douche their assholes from their asses. They take a pill to clean all the shit out of themselves.
So does that. Men put in the ass too.
Yes. Yes.
Not that I wanted to, but fucking Pornhub just shows shit.
I feel sick talking about that.
Okay, we'll move on. If you want to.
That's the end of this video.